Hi, I'm Laura Durkan. I'm here as the winner of the Horse and Hound and Saracen Horse Feeds eventing bursary with my first nutritional meeting with Lizzie Drury.
Okay, so I saw her for the first time 4 weeks ago, and there's definitely an improvement. She looks absolutely fantastic, but we'll just sort of recap on all of the areas that we were looking at and assessing the first time. So the first place that I start is just looking at this crest area here, and when we're doing this, we're just looking at sort of what it feels like, if you can move it, and if it just feels as if you can almost sort of manipulate it. So that all looks and feels really good. The area where I really noticed some improvement is from the blend of the neck into the shoulder. So the coverage really is just right because she still has a definite neck, and there's also the shoulder there. So just this, the blend of the neck into the shoulder here has really improved, and that's lovely. And this is kind of sort of where we'd be aiming to hold it and to maintain this type of condition. So then the next area that we're looking at is just looking at the fat pad that they tend to have that's laid down just behind the shoulder here and below the wither. And you know, she doesn't have a distinctive fat pad. In a lot of horses, as they're starting to, if they're starting to become too heavy, put on too much condition, then this starts to become a lot more pronounced and more visual when you look at it. And it's also the area as well that actually if you put a saddle on, this kind of sort of can bulge, and you can see it from the saddle. So then we move on to the rib cage area, and what we're doing here is actually running our fingers along the ribs to see if we can feel each individual rib, and actually as well the coverage between each rib. This is another area across here compared to when I last saw her that she has put on some more condition here. I can still feel the ribs under there, but there is definitely a little bit more covering than there was there before. So the only thing I would say at this stage is we probably need to just monitor this, purely from the point of view as well, because she's eventing, because she's going to be doing fast work, just to get rid of excess heat. We don't want her putting on too much condition here. So she's definitely gained in this area here. But I think, having said that, the other noticeable thing is she has tightened up here. So it's almost, she has actually lifted, so it's sort of almost like she has been doing her sit-ups, which in effect I think is responsible as well and really help improve this top line and coverage here. The first time that I saw her, when I put my hand on her back, it was more of that. Yeah. So she has definitely put some condition and muscle tone across this top line, so that when I do that, I've got a nice definition there. And that increase of muscle tone and condition there will be in part as well linked to the fact that she's obviously working, pulling her tummy up and working better across her top line. So the last area that we look at is the bottom, and also the top of the tail head here. So with the tail head here, and it's almost the area we're looking at is where if you do the traditional hunter clip and you leave that triangle there, in that area there they have they can lay down fat, so you get sort of a spongy feel. Her tail head here, I can feel the definition of the top of her tail, so that's fine. And then with the bottom, we're looking to see whether we've got like a smooth, well-shaped bottom, or if we're starting to get an appley bottom, which obviously would be an indication that she is starting to get, or she is too fat. And again, you don't want sort of too much drop off, because that would be an indication of not enough condition. But she's got a nicely shaped bottom, it's well muscled, and I can actually clearly make out the definition of the top of her tail head. I would condition score her on a scale of 1 to 9 at a 6. So from now forward, because she's eventing, because she's an event horse, we probably need to look at the feeding programme, tweak a couple of things, because ideally we should be looking at getting down to another half a condition score, so that we are then within that 5.5, which would be optimum and moderate for a horse of her type and also the type of work that she's doing.